Welcome to the second hour of This Morning. Here are today's headlines. Early this week, the U.S. announced its diplomatic boycott of the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics due to China's human rights abuses, and countries like Australia, Canada, and New Zealand joined the move. The president of the International Olympic Committee, or IOC, Thomas Bach, emphasized the organization's neutrality and said athletes and teams were welcome to participate, that they are supported by their national governments, and stressed that the rest is all politics. In response to questions related to Peng Shuai, he said that no pressure was underway when they had the call, and in regards to rising suspicions about her safety, he said suspicions were likely to always exist in everything. South Korea's economic recovery led to an increase in tax revenue. The national tax revenue increased by 50 trillion won compared to October last year. Although small businesses and merchants who were affected by the pandemic had their tax payment postponed to next year, 98% of the national tax revenue target this year was achieved. However, the national debt reached 940 trillion won and the national budget deficit reached 67 trillion won. The government expects to pay off the national debt anytime soon due to the upward trend in the economy. The Center for Climate Physics at the Institute for Basic Science in Korea, collaborating with the U.S., announced global average temperature to rise by 4 degrees Celsius compared to the year 2000, which is a 2-degree surge from the target aimed in the Paris Climate Agreement. The research team conducted 100 simulations of the climate prediction program for 15 months and predicted such results. They also forecasted precipitation rates to rise tenfold by 6% at the end of the 21st century, and the average interval of El Niño to be reduced to 2.5 years. The team ensured greenhouse gas emissions and an overall disruption of the ecosystem as the main reasons for climate change. Finally, a major credit ratings agency, Fitch, said Evergrande, the embattled Chinese property developer whose liabilities exceed $300 billion had defaulted on its debt. Fitch downgraded Evergrande and its subsidiaries to restricted default, meaning that it had formally defaulted but had not yet entered any kind of bankruptcy filing. Fitch explained that this designation reflects the company's inability to pay interest to international investors due earlier this week as the grace period lapsed on Monday. And you can listen to these headlines once again on our YouTube channel by searching TBS eFM. Once there, you'll also get a script of the headlines and subtitles as well.